this decision doesn't necessarily mean that Favre is guilty or innocent, but the judge is saying it's too complicated to say now you're innocent or you're
Mm.
guilty. We need to wait until the end to find out.
RJ, what do you think about this latest development in the Mississippi case? I mean, it's not looking good, like we said already before. Brett has been saying in various has said in the past that no one ever told him, he didn't know that the funds were designated for welfare recipients, etc., etc. And right now, basically, they've removed his request. How is it going to look further in the Mississippi case? And then we're going to talk about Pat.
Well, it's not good for him, definitely. It's not good for him. He is claiming, and that's what Pat McAfee stated in his motion to dismiss the case, which is a separate case, as we already said at the beginning. And he said that Brett is completely ignoring the fact that he is a defendant in the Mississippi case. It makes sense now why Brad's team, or at least it's becoming more clear why Brad's team decided to initiate court proceedings against three people who came out and said publicly that he misappropriated funds. Maybe they used certain terms. They didn't use the term misappropriation. Perhaps they used words like stealing and other things, and maybe that's the reason why Brad is saying, "Hey, I didn't steal," which then becomes a technical discussion. What is stealing? What is misappropriation? Because he's saying that he didn't do that, and
He didn't know where
he
the money
didn't.
was coming from.
Yeah, well,
What
yeah,
is
but in the case against Brett, Shannon Sharp, and Chet White, he's saying he didn't do it. And in
well,
the Mississippi case, he's saying, if it happened, I didn't know. I was acting out of good faith because I received approval. I was transparent with my transactions, and the Mississippi
prosecutor?
the Mississippi Department of Human Services
Mm.
was aware of the transactions and other perhaps other governmental organizations as well, and they approved it, and they never said that something was wrong. So I was acting based on the right reason. So I was acting under good faith. So the judge is saying, well, it's what you said, your whole argument. And I think I read somewhere as well that he had approximately, and this is according to the Mississippi Today article of April 24, 2023, said that the judge also said, and I quote, the judge also said that while Favre laid out a lengthy narrative of 300 pages of exhibits in his motion, under court procedure, she was not able to consider his version of facts. The judges are,
What? 300 pages?
yeah. And I think what the judge is saying here with under court procedure is because you have, let's say, the main procedure, and you have different shorter procedures, simple procedures.
Mm.
And oftentimes, so the main procedure is where the judge will extensively handle a case, right? But if you have emotion. Emotion, it's a subcategory. It's a small procedure.
Mm.
And oftentimes the judge doesn't have the time to actually go through a case, take the time to address emotion like it would in the main procedure.
Mm.
So emotions needs to be clear, needs to be direct. And what the judge is saying here, at least that's how I interpret it, and perhaps someone can confirm it or can give their thoughts. Anyone who's watching this channel. But what the judge is saying here is that so under court procedure, she was not able to consider his version of facts. In other words, the judge will probably need to consider it in the main procedure, as what I already said at the beginning, to see whether or not at the end of the main procedure, Brett Favre will be declared either liable or not liable, innocent or guilty. That's what the judges see. I mean, 300 pages is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
lot.
so
if you
it doesn't.
think
So
about it.
so although it's a short loss, so that's also important to say. Although it's a short loss for Brett Favre, this decision doesn't necessarily mean that Favre is guilty or innocent, because that we will find out at the end of the trial. But the judge is saying it's too complicated to say now you're innocent or you're guilty. We need to wait until the end to find out. It does say that it's not as simple for Brett, or at least it's not as simple or as clear cut as Brett wants to make it out to be. That's for sure.
It's trying to the judge is trying to say we need to wait till the prestige.
Yeah.
See what's gonna be revealed.
Guys,
Something's gonna be revealed, guys. Continue, Margie.
go check it out, man. Go check out that movie. The Prestige. That's an awesome movie.
That's
If you haven't caught what KaiR is saying, go check out the movie. And even if you did, go check out the movie. And even if you've watched it already, go check it out, because it's a good movie.
It's a very good movie by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, yeah.